What's up everybody, it's Amaya. So today is going to be the second video in my makeup collection and storage in depth series. I'm going to be showing you guys all of my highlighters today, which I am really excited to do. I love highlighters. I mean, honestly, who doesn't? There are very few people out there who do not like highlighters. I'm going to get into talking about each of the products, what I do like, what I don't like, and all that sorts of good stuff. So yeah, enough rambling, and I'll let you guys get into the video. Mwah. Okay, so let's get into my highlighters today. So I do not have as many highlighters or bronzers. I'm going to be doing those in a separate video, but I don't have as many highlighters as I do blushes. So this should be a much shorter video than that one was. But yeah, so this is organized the same as my blushes was in that same little bin, except I have a by category organizer right here. And I keep all of my Colourpops and 2 of my e.l.f. in here. I don't know if I'll keep them in here because they don't fit exactly all the way, but I needed a little collection to put in here. So that's the one I decided to put in there. And I guess I'll start with this. So I'll start with all of my Colourpop ones. I have 6 Colourpop highlighters. So Colourpop highlighters are formulated just like their eyeshadows. They're like a cream to powder sort of feeling. This one is in the shade Smoke and Whistles. This is what it looks like. It's a really pretty silvery, cool toned highlight like that. It's really pretty. I find it hard to wear sometimes for me, only because it is super fair. If you are a little bit darker than me, you will definitely not be able to wear this, but if you are a little bit lighter and you're looking for a nice creamy, silvery, champagne sort of highlight, this is an absolutely gorgeous one. So the next one I have in here is Butterfly Beach, and this one is a more pinky, sort of golden highlight right here. I'll swatch it. As you can see, it's a lot darker. It almost reminds me of Most Necessary, which is I have in my blush drawer, except this one is just a slight bit lighter. When I am more fair like I am now, I will use this as a blush actually, or like a blush topper or something to put under my blush, that sort of thing, because it does have that nice pinky orangey sort of tone. So I do like that. And also I love the Colourpop blushes for either putting underneath like a powder blush or for topping it off, you know, that sort of thing. The darker ones are very pretty, and for the lighter ones I like taking a beauty blender like this one, and I just kind of take it and dab it onto my cheeks, and then I put a powder highlighter over it. So I think they are very versatile. This next one is called Lunch Money, and I think this one is pretty much one of the most versatile highlighters. It is just a perfect creamy white gold sort of color. So you can see it's a little bit more gold than Smoke and Whistles was. It does have a little bit more of that goldy yellowy tone. It's absolutely gorgeous, especially if you have like fair sort of skin and you're going for that really blinded look. This can really give that to you. This guy right here is called Spoon, and this is my favorite bada bing like Instagram sort of highlight. So the reason for that is because it does have some little glitters in it. As you guys can see, I don't know if you can see that right there, but it does have some glitters, but it is so blinding, so gorgeous, and it is like a cooler tone, but it's not as silvery or white as Smoke and Whistles is. It's a little bit more nude. This one right here is Electric Slide. This was a limited edition one from holiday 2 years ago, not this past year, but the year before that. It's a really true gold highlight. I compared this to Prosecco Pop from Becca, and they're very similar. This one's just a little bit more gold. As you can see, it's a gorgeous highlight for those of you that are darker, but for when I am more tan in the summer, I really like using this because it gives me that really nice golden J-Lo sort of glow. And then probably my favorite one out of all of the Colourpop ones, I don't know, I said Lunch Money might have been my favorite, but I think this one might be. This is Wisp. So Wisp, I think, is very, very similar to Champagne Pop because it has that sort of, I don't know, that like peachy golden sort of quality. It looks very dark on here, but on the cheeks it does not look like that. A lot of these Colourpop highlights look a lot more dark, but when you put them on the cheeks they're not as dark at all. This one, it's very similar to Electric Slide, but it has more of a peachy sort of quality to it, and I think it's so gorgeous. Okay, so these are 2 of my e.l.f. highlights. This one is in, oh, it's my favorite one. This is actually a blush. It's called Pinktastic, but as you can see, that is definitely not a blush. So the thing I love about this is you can go on the more like champagne-y areas and get more of a true champagne sort of highlight. It's just so smooth and it's literally so blinding, and it's gorgeous. It's not glittery at all because it is baked. You can also swirl it in the more pinky areas and get a more pinky sort of nude glow depending on what you want. So this is my all-time favorite highlight, I would say probably ever, because it is so versatile. You can get a little bit more of a darker shade, a little bit more of a lighter shade, and it just looks so beautiful on the cheeks. You can use it for a really dramatic look. You can use it for a really natural look. I highly recommend trying to get your hands on this guy. And then this one is Blush Gems. So the Colourpop highlighters, this is one of their actual highlighters, their baked ones. These are really hit or miss. You can either get one that's very, very creamy, or you can get one that's a little eh. This one is not bad. So I do really have to press my finger in there, but I do get some pigment, and if I use a rough brush, I do get some pigment from it. So as you can see, it's very peachy, sort of pinky colored. It's really nice, like, these are two swatches of it, but it's a nice, like, pinky, warm sort of glow. Let's talk about this big guy right here. This is the Wet n Wild To Reflect Shimmer Palette in the shade Boozy Brunch. Let me open this guy up. So this is what he looks like. And this is like probably one of the most hyped up drugstore highlights on YouTube. And honestly, it's okay. For me, it's a little too gold. I prefer more champagne nude sort of highlights. And this one's very gold, which it's all right. It's not the best. I mean, I used it once in a tutorial for like something I was doing very gold, but I just find it comes a little bit more of a, oh God, I just dug into it. Crap. It's more of a greenish color. I don't know. I don't love it so much, but I did buy it because of the hype, and I keep it around because it is such a popular product. This is a broken highlight. This is a very old. I broke this a long time ago. It was a baked highlight, so it came in a packaging like this guy right here, but this is in the shade Moonlight Pearls, and this is an absolutely gorgeous highlight from e.l.f. Let me get some of that right here. Close him up. So this is what it looks like. It's a beautiful, like, champagne silvery highlight. I want to repurchase this because I do want to try it out again. I'm just afraid of getting a dud that's going to be very flat. So this is what it looks like. It's gorgeous, beautiful highlight. If you guys have this, it's a great highlight. If you don't have it, I would recommend taking your chances. It's only $3, so if it doesn't work out so great, it's not a huge loss of money. Okay, so this guy right here is so interesting. This is the Sephora Midnight Magic Face and Body Glitter Pot in the shade Rose Gold. So when I saw this online, I thought it was like a little tiny like eyeshadow. But no, it's a giant, literally a ginormous eyeshadow. And that's what it looks like. So it comes in like that netting, sort of like the Pure eye polishes do, or the M Cosmetics colors, but it is basically a glitter, but I keep it with my highlighters because it's so big. It's basically a gold glitter that has some like rose color in it, and you're supposed to like put it on your body, put it on your eyes, so it's not an actual highlighter, but I do keep it with my highlighters, and I have not used this at all yet, but I'm so intrigued. I think that would look gorgeous on the body. Like, it's like that really pretty, if you guys can see it, like gold glitter. I don't know, it's so cool, and I cannot wait to try this out. This is my little mini Becca Moonstone. This is what she looks like right here. It's a gorgeous color, but I feel like the ones in the little pans are a different formula than the ones in the big pans. I don't know, it just feels a little bit more dry, and it's a pretty color. I use it mostly to go on tops of my cheekbones, but I think that you can find a lot of dupes for this actual color, so I don't think you need to buy the actual Becca Moonstone because it's a very typical highlight color, you know what I mean? This is Mary Luminizer, and this is like literally the OG, one of the OGs of highlighters, and it has good reason why. Like, it is so stunning and so gorgeous. This mixed with Champagne Pop, which I'll show you in a minute, is the ultimate glow. The ultimate glow is Champagne Pop and Mary Luminizer mixed together. If you don't have this, definitely look on Hotlook for one of the bomb sales. You can get like this for like half off. It's normally like $21, but you can get it for like half off. It's so stunning. I think if you don't have this and you are a makeup enthusiast or just someone who really likes makeup and wants a very universal glow, get this. If you have a kit, like you're a makeup artist and you have a kit, definitely look into this because it looks good on like everybody. I'm sure you guys don't even need me to introduce this. This is the Essence Pure Nude Highlighter in the shade Be My Highlight. Everyone's been talking about this and I totally agree. Like, it is so stunning. I use this actually all over my face after I'm done with my makeup. I use it to kind of like buff out my makeup like I have done before. I used to use the e.l.f. illuminating palette, but now I just use this. It's so gorgeous. It's beautiful on the tops of the cheekbones too, but when you actually use it around your face, you just get the most beautiful natural glow because it has zero glitter in it. And it is a natural finish highlighter. It doesn't have too much base pigment. It's so beautiful. These two guys right here are both Champagne Pop. One of them is a broken one that I had to fix, and then the other one is a beautiful unbroken one that will hopefully stay unbroken. So I'll just swatch this one right here. This is what it looks like. It's a beautiful peachy sort of gold shade. I'm sure you guys have heard about this. I think it's totally worth the hype. I think it's an absolutely gorgeous one. I love Jaclyn, so I love supporting her, but I do love the highlight as well. Whenever I don't know what highlight to use, I always go back to this one because it really goes with any look. It is a more warm sort of highlight, but it does go with literally any look. This is one of the Becca Shimmering Skin Perfector Mineral Blush Champagne Splits. This I actually won on Instagram thanks to Gina from Glam Me Up. I've been that's her Instagram, and I think her blog is called Get Glammed Up. I've been following her since I was like 13, and I just really loved her stuff, and I actually won this from her. So this has Prosecco Pop on one side and then the Amaretto Blush on the other side. I keep this with my highlighters though because I use the highlighter more than I use the blush. The highlighter is a gorgeous highlighter. I think Prosecco Pop is very pretty, but it does take a special person to wear this by itself and with a heavy hand. You know what I mean? It's not one of those highlights where you can just pop it on like the e.l.f. one or the Mary Luminizer. You can't just pop this on anybody and it'll look good. If the person is too light, it's going to look very like you have a gold eyeshadow, and if you're too dark, it might just look a little bit weird. I think definitely if you're darker, you will like this because it is kind of a darker, oh, that's not it. It's kind of a darker highlight. But if you do use a light hand and you maybe mix it with another highlighter like Champagne Pop or with a lighter highlighter, you can totally pull this off. And last but not least is the Ofra highlighter in the shade Beverly Hills. So this guy, oh my god, I don't even know how to explain this. I'm just going to swatch each of these colors by themselves because, do we see how gorgeous it? Look at this guy right here. These are so gorgeous. Let me put them on my arm, actually. These are all absolutely stunning colors. We have more of a white here, like a very silvery white, a more pink, a bronze, a gold, and a more like purpley icy color. And swirled together, it's like the most interesting, gorgeous sort of highlight. As you can see, like if I were to blend it out, it'd be a little bit more natural. But I normally go for this shade and this shade right here, those two shades together, and I mix them together on my face, and it creates a really like blinding highlight. This is amazing. I know it is pricey, but it's really the same price as the Becca Shimmering Skin Perfector, and you do get 4 colors in there, so I really do like that. So that's it for this video, you guys. I hope you guys like it. Please give it a big thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already. Please let me know what you thought of this video. Let me know if there's any drawers you especially want to see. Again, maybe I'll think about switching up the order if there's something you guys really want to see. But yeah, I'll see you in my next video. Mwah. Hey, what's up everybody, it's Amaya. So today's video is going to be my first Valentine's Day video of 2017. It is a